Hey team, Coach Eric Orton back here for another episode of Coaching Chronicles. I kind of distinguished between Coaching Chronicles and my running with Eric videos is I wanted to start doing some shorter videos that maybe discuss one point for those who don't necessarily have time or the interest of watching me fluff around the mountains and having some longer coaching content. So this is to complement that. I've got a longer video coming out on my thoughts and coaching tips on what I saw happen at UTMB last weekend. So look forward to that coming out. But I heard a interesting statistic this morning, and it was that looking at all the data from UTMB's first year till today, we've obviously seen a big speed increase and time improvement with the elites. Hey, the elites are just getting faster, right? Times are going down and records are being broken. But what's interesting is that if we start looking at that same data in the age groupers, it shows just the opposite, that times and speed are not getting faster. And you know, I kind of came up through competing in triathlon in the 90s, which got me into coaching, and we saw this way back in the popularity of Ironman as that sport grew, just similar to how UTMB is growing and ultra running is growing right now. We saw that again 25 years ago. And I think what's interesting is that I think what's going on is that with the proliferation of more runners coming into the ultra sport, for whatever reason, many of these runners do not have a background in running or high-level performance, similar to Ruth Croft and Tom Evans, who won UTMB last weekend, or other elites. All these elites now are coming from the college ranks and have a background in faster running. But again, a lot of the age groupers aren't coming from this background. So what are they doing? They're jumping into bigger and bigger, longer and longer distances because, hey, it's what motivates them, it's the popularity of things, it's what's happening, right? But they lack that speed development coming into the sport. And so now that they're jumping into an ultra, hey, they have to focus on running long miles because that's most specific to being able to go the distance. Makes total sense, right? But again, they're lacking that speed development that the Toms and the Ruths and the Jims of the world that are already bringing into the sport. And then they apply that speed to specific training relative to the race and the course that they're running. So these age groupers are missing this development, and you have to have a speed foundation if you want to improve at any distance, whether it's marathoning, ultra marathoning. Having that speed foundation trickles down to improving your ability across the distance spectrum, in this case ultra marathoning, which again the pros, the elites already have. But what's missing in the age groupers? And then all they're doing is going out and running slow for lots of volume, and in many cases they're not improving, or they're getting slower because they're spending so much time in slow environments, the mountains, the trails, and they lack that understanding that speed development is so important. And I'm coming from this from a perspective of coach, obviously. Hey, my job is to get any of my athletes faster, regardless of their ability. And so my point is that if you're an amateur age group ultra runner who is concerned about improving their performance, improving their experience, a lot of times improving your ability, yes, it improves your performance, but it also improves your experience at these races. So not only are you getting faster, but your experience, you feel better at getting faster and finishing those races. So that's a very fine, subtle point that's missed on a lot of ultra runners. So again, this is aimed towards those who are concerned about getting better, improving their performance, improving their ability. And we oftentimes, with social media these days and all the content out there, we're watching all the beautiful content that the elites are putting out, but we're missing all the hard work that they're putting in. Or to this point, they're already coming in with all that speed that they're not having to do to elevate their performance. And that's the key. You're seeing something not being done that you need to do because you lack that foundation of speed. So my challenge with this video is, now that we're approaching fall and maybe into the winter, and as you're starting to develop your season of races for next year, maybe take this time to put in a training block that emphasis on getting faster at the mile or the 2K, whatever metric you use to measure your distances, and get better, improve your ability, so then you go into next season faster and apply that speed to all the foundational base building that you do normally going into your race. And the cool thing is, if you start to do it now, you're coming off the season very fit, so you're able to go into a little bit faster of a speed block to improve your mile, your 2K, without necessarily worrying about having enough fitness to do that. So take this as a challenge and a way for you to reflect on what your goals are, and maybe how the most important aspect of improving your ability is improving your speed to go longer. All right, so give that a try, throw on your questions, let's discuss this, right? It's important. All right, I'm up on Snow King. We had a little bit of smog and smoke coming in from all the fires around here, so I decided to do a power hike up. On a power hike like this, I like to do a combination of running and hiking, watching my effort pace, which is the pace that I'm going that takes into account the grade I'm running. So it's spitting out a speed that is relative to the effort it would be on flat terrain. So I try to keep my speed or my effort pace at a speed that equals my endurance speed on flat terrain. So I'm doing a hike run combination looking at that effort pace, and I use a Curls watch. Effort pace is their term. I think I'm not quite sure what Garmin uses, but on Training Peaks it's a gap. So there's many terms for this, but maybe look on your watch for that and start doing some of your hills by effort pace. So all right, over and out from Snow King Summit, Jackson Hole, Born to Run World. See you guys.